Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to share something that may sound strange in a world where everyone is trying to speak louder than the next person. Stay quiet after disrespect. Yes, you heard me right. When someone mocks you, when they look down on you, when they doubt your worth, don't rush to fight back. Don't waste your energy trying to prove anything with words. Silence, when used with purpose, is more powerful than any speech. You see, when people disrespect you, they are not telling a story. They are telling this. They are showing you the limits of their vision, not the limits of your potential. When I was younger, people laughed at me. They said I wasn't smart. They said I couldn't speak good English. They rejected me again and again. Even for simple jobs, nobody wanted me. But I stayed quiet. Not because I didn't feel pain, but because I knew arguing with small minds makes you small too. Instead of shouting, I listened. Instead of proving them wrong with words, I built something they couldn't ignore. Your silence is not weakness. It's preparation. While others were busy laughing, I was learning. While they were pointing fingers, I was building bridges. And by the time they realized, I wasn't the fool. They were already watching my back from far behind. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't explode. Don't explain. Don't beg for understanding. Smile, stay quiet, and keep moving. You don't need revenge. Success will do it for you. Growth will do it for you. Time will speak louder than anything you could ever say. Let them think you're nobody. While they're underestimating you, they're also giving you space to evolve. Use it. In the end, the quiet ones who work in the dark are the ones the world watches in the light. Thank you. In life, one of the most difficult moments to handle is being disrespected, whether it's a personal insult, being looked down on, laughed at, or underestimated. Disrespect cuts deep. Our first reaction is almost always emotional. We want to respond, to prove a point, to defend our dignity. But the truth is, the most powerful response in such moments is not shouting back, not revenge, not angry words. It is silence. Staying quiet after disrespect is not a sign of weakness. It is a rare and profound form of strength. When someone disrespects you, they are often trying to trigger you. They want to bring you down to their level. They expect a reaction, because a reaction means they succeeded in touching your pride. But when you stay quiet, you deny them that satisfaction. You rob them of the power they were trying to take from you. Silence is not giving up. It is choosing not to lower yourself. It is preserving your energy for something far more valuable than an argument. Your growth, your future, your purpose. The world today is noisy. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to respond instantly. But very few people understand the value of quiet patience. When you are disrespected and you remain silent, people may think you are weak. Let them believe you have nothing to say. Let them think you've accepted defeat. Because in that moment, while they waste time celebrating your silence, you are already moving forward. You are learning. Your results will speak so loudly that the people who once disrespected you will have nothing left to say. Per se, there is a deeper strength in not reacting. It shows emotional maturity. It shows that your self-worth is not determined by someone else's opinion. If a person insults you, what does it say about them? It says they are small enough to try to hurt others. It says they carry bitterness. But if you stay silent, what does it say about you? It says you are strong enough to rise above. It says you don't need to prove anything to anyone. It says you are walking your own path, and the noise around you doesn't matter. Staying quiet does not mean tolerating abuse. It means being strategic. It means choosing your battles wisely. There are times when silence says more than 1,000 words. It means you are focused on the bigger picture. You understand that proving yourself in the moment is not as important as becoming someone who no longer needs to prove anything. When you grow, evolve, and succeed, those who disrespected you will see. And they will remember your silence. It will echo longer than any comeback ever could. Silence after disrespect requires discipline. It's easy to lash out. It's easy to post something online, to talk behind someone's back, to fire back with insults. But those things don't make you powerful. They make you reactive. Power comes from control of your emotions, your words, your time. When you stay quiet, You are telling the world that your energy is too valuable to waste on small people and small moments. You are showing that you believe in yourself enough to let your actions speak. Many great people were doubted, mocked, even humiliated in their early days. But they stayed focused. They didn't spend their time trying to correct every critic. They knew silence is not defeat, it's a delay. A delay until the world catches up with your vision. And by the time that happens, your silence will no longer be misunderstood. It will be admired. Being quiet after disrespect doesn't mean you forget. It means you forgive without surrender. It means you rise without noise. It means you turn the insult into inspiration. You go back, not to cry, but to work harder. You don't respond because your entire life is becoming a response. You don't defend yourself because your results will become your defense. You don't need the last word because you're building a life that speaks last and loudest. It's not easy. There will be nights where their words echo in your minds. There will be moments when silence feels like swallowing fire. But if you can hold on, if you can resist the urge to react, something powerful will start to grow inside you. It's called self-mastery. And once you have it, nobody's opinions shake you again. Disrespect will no longer define you because you will have risen beyond it. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't rush to explain. Don't try to convince them of your worth. Don't let your pride force you into battles that don't serve your future. Instead, stay quiet. Hold your head high. Remember who you are and keep building. Because one day, when your results are undeniable, when your growth is unmissable, and when your presence commands respect without a word, you will look back and realize silence was the strongest thing you ever said. When someone disrespects, your first instinct might be to defend yourself, to fight back, to show them they're wrong. That's human. But if you truly want to rise above, there's a better way. Let's don't argue with small minds built beyond them. When someone mocks you or underestimates you, they're speaking from the limits of their own understanding. They see the world through a narrow lens. And if you lower yourself to their level just to make a point, you become part of their small world. You cannot build something great while wrestling with people who have no vision. Staying quiet after disrespect is not about weakness. It's about discipline. It's about understanding that some arguments are distractions designed to pull you off your path. Small minds thrive on drama, on reactions, on getting under your skin. They want to shake your focus because your growth makes them uncomfortable. They feel threatened by your drive, your ambition, your potential. So they try to bring you down, not with truth, but with noise. If you respond emotionally, you've already given them what they wanted. Your energy. Disrespect often says more about the person giving it than the one receiving it. When someone disrespects you, they're often projecting their insecurities. They're uncomfortable with your light, so they try to dim it. They try to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. If you believe those words, you water those seeds. But if you stay quiet and keep building, their words wither away. You don't need to silence your critics with comebacks. Silence them with your results. There will always be people who can't see what you see. That doesn't mean your vision is wrong. It means it's bigger than theirs. Don't argue with people who have no intention of understanding you. Some people will twist your words, to misunderstand your intentions, and downplay your efforts no matter how clear or pure they are. Why waste your breath trying to convince them? You were not put on this earth to get everyone's approval. You're here to build, to grow, and to become the version of yourself that you know you're capable of. Quiet is powerful because it keeps your attention where it matters. Your progress. While small minds talk, you execute. While they gossip, you focus. While they doubt, you improve. And eventually, the gap between where you are and where they thought you'd be becomes so wide, they can't ignore it anymore. Your success becomes your loudest statement. You don't need revenge. You don't need to win arguments. All you need is patience and relentless action. It's tempting to respond to disrespect. The ego wants to prove something. It wants to show strength, to fight back, to protect pride. But ego is short-sighted. It sees only the moment. Wisdom sees the long road. And on that road, every moment you waste reacting to nonsense is a moment taken from your mission. Great builders don't waste bricks proving a point. They save every brick for their vision. So when someone disrespects you, take that as confirmation that you're moving. No one throws stones at a parked car. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. And that's okay. You're not building your future for validation. You're building it because you know deep down there's more inside you. Let your silence after disrespect be your fuel. Let it drive you to prove, not to them, but to yourself, that their opinion holds no power over your path. Every time you resist the urge to respond, you're choosing long-term purpose over short-term pride. That's strength. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Not because you don't have something to say, but because you know it won't matter. If someone is committed to misunderstanding you, no explanation will ever reach them. But if you stay focused, they'll come to understand something much louder. The force of your consistency, the weight of your discipline, the impact of your quiet evolution. That speaks in a language even small minds can't ignore. They may laugh now, they may mock, gossip, or dismiss you. But when you build something solid, something they can't deny, they'll go silent. Not because you silenced them with insults, but because you gave them no room left to speak. That is the power of staying quiet after disrespect. It's letting your growth close mouths that words never could. It's trusting the process more than the reaction. It's believing in yourself so deeply that others' talk becomes background noise. Stay quiet because noise wastes energy. Stay quiet because not every insult deserves an audience. Stay quiet because your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see it. When you respond to disrespect with action, instead of words, you take control. You show maturity. You become unstoppable. The loudest response to disrespect is the sound of your life getting better. When you understand your worth, disrespect doesn't shake you. It sharpens you. It reminds you of how far you've come and how far you still have to go. Let others waste time arguing. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. You stay quiet. You stay focused. You build. Because one day, what you've built will say everything they need to hear, without you having to say a single word. When someone disrespects you, the natural reaction is to feel anger, frustration, and a deep urge to respond. It's an emotional trigger. Our pride rises up, our ego wants to be heard, and every part of us demands a reaction. But in those moments, when you're tempted to shout back, to defend yourself, to put someone in their place, you must remember the power of staying quiet. Not because you're afraid, not because you're weak, but because you're focused. You're mature enough to understand that disrespect is not a signal to react. It's a signal to refocus. Disrespect is going to come. It's part of life. If you are trying to grow, trying to change, trying to do something meaningful, people will doubt you. They'll belittle you. They'll talk behind your back. They'll tell you that you're not enough, that your dreams are unrealistic, that you're wasting your time. And they won't always say it directly. Sometimes it's the looks, the tone, the jokes disguised as advice. But no matter the form, disrespect always carries a message. You don't belong here, and it's your choice whether you listen to that message or use it as fuel to go further. Staying quiet after disrespect is not a sign of giving up. It's a declaration. I don't need to explain myself to small minds. When someone disrespects you, they're trying to pull you into a space where they feel powerful, because they know they can't compete with you where you're going. They throw stones to slow you down. They want you to stop, to turn around, to argue with them, to lower yourself. But if you stop and engage with them, you give them exactly what they want. Your time, your energy, your focus. That's why silence is powerful. It doesn't mean you didn't hear them. It means you heard them, processed it, and still chose to keep walking. You let your actions speak. Because in the end, what hurts the people who doubt you most is not your words, it's your progress. It's your ability to stay calm, to stay committed, to turn their disrespect into discipline. You don't clap back. You don't beg for validation. Just build. And every brick you lay in silence is a brick that silences them in return. Disrespect is emotional poison, but it can be turned into fuel if you're wise enough not to drink it. You have to train your mind to see disrespect not as pain, but as pressure. And pressure builds strength. Every time someone says you can't, you go harder. Every time someone laughs, you double your efforts. Every time they talk, you stay quiet. Because your life, your vision, your dream is not a group project. You don't need consensus. You don't need permission. You need persistence. The world doesn't respect people who talk too much. It respects people who move in silence and deliver results. Anyone can argue. Anyone can yell. But not everyone has the patience to stay quiet and grow. Not everyone has the strength to take disrespect and use it as fuel. It takes emotional control to keep going when you're misunderstood. It takes courage to build when others only mock. But if you can stay quiet long enough to let your success speak, the same people who doubted you will eventually ask how you did it. Every person who ever did something great was disrespected at some point. Not because they were good enough, but because they were different. Because they challenged what was comfortable. Because their light threatened others' shadows. And instead of fighting back with words, they used that energy to sharpen their craft, to deepen their focus, to go harder. They didn't let disrespect distract them. They used it as fuel. That's what you must do. The key is to understand your worth so deeply that outside opinions lose their power. When you know who you're voting, you don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to correct every rumor or clap back at every insult. Your silence isn't avoidance. It's alignment. It's staying in tune with your purpose. It's knowing that time spent arguing is time stolen from your growth. And no matter how good it might feel to get the last word, it will never compare to the satisfaction of seeing your goals become reality. Think about a fire. If someone throws a log on it, the fire gets stronger. But if the fire stops to argue with the log, it dies out. You are that fire. Disrespect is just another log. Let it burn. Let it drive you. Let it remind you that you're going somewhere they can't see. Don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you react. Give them the shock of seeing you rise. People will try to define you by your silence. Let them. They'll say you had no response. They'll think they won. Let them celebrate. Because the truth is, you didn't respond with words. You responded with work. You didn't give them attention. You gave yourself progress. And by the time they realize what you were doing in the quiet, you'll be too far ahead for their words to reach you. Stay quiet after disrespect, because silence is strength. Stay quiet, because peace is power. Stay quiet. Stay quiet, because the noise they create cannot touch a mind that's already made up. Let them speak. Let them doubt. Let them laugh. Then let your results do what your words never could. When someone disrespects you, the urge to respond can be overwhelming. Disrespect cuts deep. It challenges your worth, your identity, and your pride. Whether it comes through words, actions, or silence, it hurts. And naturally, you want to defend yourself, to prove them wrong, to say something sharp enough to shut them down. But in the moments when your ego begs you to react, remember this. Let success speak louder than any comeback. Staying quiet after disrespect doesn't mean you didn't feel the pain. It means you chose to process it with wisdom, not impulse. Disrespect is often not about you. It's about the insecurity or narrow-mindedness of the other person. People project their limitations onto others. When someone tells you that you can't do something, what they're really saying is they can't imagine themselves doing it. When they mock you, it's often their fear talking, not the truth. If you respond with anger or try to match their tone, you enter the world, a world of small thinking, petty emotions, and shallow judgments. But if you stay silent, if you nod, smile, and keep walking, you rise above it. You show that you are not defined by their opinions, but by your own purpose. In a world that loves noise, silence is a powerful statement. People expect a reaction. They want to see you flinch, stumble, or fight back. That's how they feel control. But when you stay quiet, you take away their power. You create confusion in their minds. They wonder why you didn't respond, and your silence makes them question whether their words actually matter. That's because deep down, everyone knows that the person who remains calm in the storm is the one in control. When you respond to disrespect with silence and action, you show the world that your self-worth isn't up for debate. There will be times when the disrespect feels unbearable. Maybe someone publicly doubts your dreams. Maybe you're overlooked at work, talked down to, or laughed at for your ideas. In those moments, it's tempting to make a dramatic exit, to say something that makes them regret ever underestimating you. But that kind of satisfaction is temporary. A clever comeback might feel good in the moment, but it rarely changes anything. What truly changes minds is transformation, your growth, your discipline, your achievements. When you keep showing up, improving and succeeding despite being disrespected, that is the most undeniable statement you can make. Staying quiet doesn't mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean tolerating toxic behavior or allowing people to treat you poorly. It means choosing your response carefully. You're not avoiding confrontation. You're choosing a higher level of discipline. Instead of wasting your breath trying to be understood by those who are committed to misunderstanding, you invest that energy into your goals. You protect your focus because you know that every second you spend arguing is a second stolen from your purpose. You understand that you can either react or rise. You can't do both. Let them think they got the last word. Let them laugh. Let them think they won. Because while they're busy celebrating a moment, you're building a future. Success is not just money or fame, it's mastery over your craft. Mastery over your emotions. Mastery over your time. And when you reach that level, the people who once disrespected you won't just change their opinions. They'll regret wasting their energy doubting someone who turned out to be unstoppable. You don't need to prove anything with words when your life is proof. You don't need to post about your plans, defend your choices, or explain your moves. People will notice when your results start to speak for themselves. They'll remember the moment they disrespected you, and they'll see how far you've come without ever stooping to their level. That quiet, steady climb will echo louder than any argument ever could. Sometimes silence is mistaken for weakness. Let them think that. Let them misjudge you. Because in their underestimation, you gain freedom. They won't see you coming. While they're dismissing you, you're evolving. While they're busy talking, you're busy transforming. The day will come when your name will be mentioned in rooms they can't enter. All go. Your work will reach places their words never could. And that's when they'll understand. Your silence was never surrender. It was strategy. Revenge is easy. Anyone can respond with bitterness, with anger, with noise. But not everyone can hold their tongue, keep their head down, and focus on the long game. That's what makes success after disrespect so powerful. It shows that you didn't let their opinions define you. You didn't let their doubts stop you. You believed in yourself more than you feared their judgment. And because of that, you earned something far greater than a moment of pride. You earned respect. Not the fake kind, but the kind that comes when even your critics are forced to admit you did it. The world watches. People notice how you respond when you're disrespected. Do you lose your temper? Do you break down? Or do you stay grounded, composed, and driven? The way you handle disrespect says everything about your character. And when your response is rooted in silence and growth, you send a clear message. You are not here for drama, for petty fights, for surface-level battles. You are here to build, to rise, to achieve. Your journey is not meant to be understood by everyone. Some will try to define you based on a single moment. Don't let them. Define yourself by what you do after the moment has passed. Keep your circle tight. Keep your vision clear. Keep your spirit intact. Because at the end of the day, noise fades, opinions change, but results remain. And if you stay quiet, stay focused, and let your success speak, it will say everything that needs to be said. While they doubt, you evolve. When someone disrespects you, it hits you in a place deeper than words. It shakes your pride, your emotions, and sometimes your identity. The urge to speak out, to clap back, to correct them immediately is strong. But the truth is, your greatest power doesn't lie in what you say in that moment. It lies in what you choose not to say. That's where the evolution begins. Staying quiet after disrespect is not an act of defeat. It is the first step toward a transformation that can't be explained, only witnessed. People who doubt you, mock you, or belittle you are speaking from the limits of their own belief system. They are confined by what they know and by what they can see. When they look at you, they project their fears, their insecurities, their failures. Their doubt is not a reflection of your potential. It's a reflection of their mindset. So when they disrespect you, they aren't really addressing you. They're attacking the idea of growth, the possibility of change, the discomfort of watching someone else aim higher. That's why your silence matters, because in staying quiet, you refuse to shrink yourself to fit inside their limited version of the world. Your silence is not emptiness. It is potential. It is the energy being redirected back into yourself instead of scattered through pointless arguments. While they spend their time gossiping, mocking, and second-guessing you, you are refining your craft. While they waste hours doubting, you are studying, practicing, adjusting. You are building a version of yourself that their words cannot touch. You understand that their disrespect is just noise. It doesn't pay your bills. It doesn't improve your skills. It doesn't build your future. So you don't give it the luxury of your reaction. Disrespect is a touch not of your strength, but of your strength. Rise above. Anyone can retaliate. Anyone can argue. But it takes emotional discipline to stay focused when others are trying to break your rhythm. Silence is the language of those who trust their path. When you stay quiet after being disrespected, you are sending a message, not to them, but to yourself. You're saying, I don't need their validation. I believe in what I'm becoming. And it's in that silence, in that calm that others mistake for weakness, that real evolution begins. You start seeing things more clearly. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding strategically. You begin to move with purpose. You start noticing how much energy is wasted on trying to be understood by those who are never meant to understand you. That realization alone is growth. It's a shift in mindset that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Every time you stay quiet in the face of disrespect, you choose to protect your peace. You choose to preserve your energy. That energy doesn't disappear. It's redirected into your goals, into your improvement, into the next level. You start building in silence. You start evolving in the dark. And while they think you've disappeared, what you're really doing is transforming. You're becoming sharper, smarter, more focused. And when you return, you don't need to speak. Your results speak for you. Let them think they've won. Let them believe their disrespect matters. That's part of the process. Their doubt is just background noise to your journey. And when the time comes, they'll realize that while they were busy watching you, you were busy becoming unrecognizable. The person they disrespected doesn't even exist anymore. That version of you, the one they laughed at, ignored, or underestimated, has evolved into someone beyond their reach. While they judge your silence, they don't realize it's a weapon. It's patience disguised as passivity. It's power disguised as calm. You don't need to scream to be heard. You don't need to defend yourself to be valid. When you evolve, your very presence becomes undeniable. You walk differently. You speak with confidence, not because you're trying to prove something, but because you've proven it to yourself already. Evolution doesn't make noise. It happens when no one's watching. It's built on long nights, quiet discipline, relentless self-respect. And those who once disrespected you, they were never your competition. They were just fuel. Every comment, every laugh, every eye roll, you turned that into momentum. You didn't need to respond. You needed to rise. The truth is, the most dangerous person is the one who is not moved by opinions, the one who doesn't flinch at disrespect. Because they've already accepted that not everyone will clap for them. Not everyone will understand them. And that's fine. They don't build for approval. They build because they have a vision. And no disrespect, no doubt. No noise can compete with a vision that is fed daily by consistent action. So stay quiet, not because you're weak, not because you're afraid, but because you are busy. Busy becoming someone no insult can define. While they talk, you train. While they doubt, you evolve. You evolve. And one day, they'll realize their words didn't stop you. They sharpened you. They shaped you into someone who didn't just survive their judgment, but thrived in spite of it.